He really wanted to prove to you that he is clean now.
Yes, good morning again, George. And he claims no drugs right now, but we did talk a lot about his past drug use. Charlie Sheen has never been more candid about it and makes no excuses for it. He also shared with us some of what really happened that night last month when he was rushed to the hospital after a drug-filled night with porn stars. Your anger and your hate, I think, is coming off as erratic to people.
Passion, my passion. It's all
okay, your passion
yes.
is coming off as erratic
right.
to people.
Well, you borrow my brain for 5 seconds and just be like, dude, can't handle it. Unplug this bastard. Yeah, because it fires in a way that is, I don't know, maybe not from this particular terrestrial realm. I
think some of those things that you're putting out there are making people think something's wrong with you.
That has nothing to do with me, really. I mean, they're entitled to, I suppose, interpret stuff as they must. What are you a doctor of?
Some are saying that you're bipolar.
Wow, what does that mean?
I guess that, you know, you're on two ends of the spectrum.
Wow. And then what? What's the cure? Medicine? Make me like them? Not gonna happen. I'm bi-winning. I win here and I win there. Now what? If I'm bipolar, aren't there moments where a guy like crashes in the corner like, oh my God, it's all my mom's fault? Shut up. Shut up. Stop. Move forward.
Have you had any celebrities reach out to you to try and help you?
Yeah, like radical people like Sean Penn and Mel Gibson and Colin Farrell and just radical people, and they're not telling me what to do.
Who gave you the best piece of advice?
Well, they didn't give me any advice, and within that, there's great advice. It was just love, and so just to see. It's oftentimes says unknown, but occasionally a giant marquee name comes through on your caller ID, and it's like winning.
When was the last time you used?
I use a blender, I use a vacuum cleaner, I use household items. When was the last time I ingested or took drugs?
Yes, when was the last time you took drugs?
Such an AA stupid expression or term. I don't remember. I do not remember.
A week ago, 2 weeks ago,
maybe a month
2 days ago,
6 weeks. I don't know. It was a couple days before the suits rolled in and said, change it, change everything, we're shutting you down.
Tell me about the last time you took drugs.
The last time I took drugs, I probably took more than anybody could survive.
What are we talking about? How much?
I don't know, man. I was banging 7-gram rocks and finishing them because that's how I roll. I have one speed, I have one gear. Go.
How do you survive that?
Because I'm me. Because I'm me, I'm different. I just have a different constitution, I have a different brain, I have a different heart, I have a different, I get tiger blood, man.
You don't worry that you're going to die when you take that many drugs?
Dying's for fools.
But you're only human.
Now, there's certain blends I will not entertain because that's how people go down. I'm too smart to do that. So, I'm sorry for the guys that happened to, but you should have read the directions before you showed up at the party.
So you actually have a strategy about how you take your drugs?
No, I just have a couple of rules. I don't know if it's a strategy.
You're clean right now.
Sure.
So is this better now? Your life now, clean with your children?
Yeah,
is it better than being on drugs?
It's perfect. It's perfect. Yeah. No, it doesn't compare. They're whole different realities. There's great things about both, but what I'm harnessing now is absolute, focus. Mm-hmm. It's exciting. It's exciting. I've come back from a place that people can put labels on it and they can figure all this stuff out. They can try to normalize it, boring, stupid, and that's fine. But for me, it's I've just answered to a higher calling, and it happened in a blink of an eye, and I'm totally excited by it.
Are you worried you're going to relapse?
No.
Why?
Because I'm not going to. Period. The end.
But how do you
I blinked
know?
and I blinked and I cured my brain. That's how. Everybody has the power. Just because everybody, can't is the cancer of happen. Mm-hmm. Can't is the cancer of happen. I can't do it. The Nike slogan doesn't say just try it. Oh, okay. Just try it. No, just do it, man.
But you love to party.
I mean, what's not to love?
Especially
when you see how I party, man. It was epic. The run I was on made Sinatra, Flynn, Jagger, Richards, all of them just look like, droopy-eyed, armless children.
When you look back at the last time you used drugs, are you disgusted with yourself? Or do you think, how could I have done that?
I'm proud of what I've created. It was radical.
You're proud of that party moment?
Of course. Why wouldn't I be?
Drugs?
No,
Why would you be?
Because I expose people to magic. I expose them to something they're never otherwise going to see in their boring, normal lives. And I gave that to them. I may forget about them tomorrow, but they'll live with that memory for the rest of their lives. And that's a gift, man.
One of the women said that she was afraid she might OD. One of the women who was here.
What's that got to do with me?
You're showing them the party.
That's got nothing to do with me. That's all on her. And if she does, I'm sorry.
You say that you like the feeling of being on drugs, and it's
Not
exciting
anymore,
and fun.
Not anymore. It bored the hell out of me after a while. I was like, okay, let's try something else.
How can anyone believe that you will stay clean, given your track record?
I'm not interested in what people believe. I'm interested in what I believe, and I believe in the truth. And that's what rules me.
And Charlie Sheen did end up taking that drug test while we were in his home. He passed the urine test, but also took a more comprehensive blood test that would reveal if even more drugs were taken.
In an extensive, intimate, edgy conversation, Sheen talked to our Andrea Canning, his first television interview since CBS pulled the plug on his blockbuster show. And Andrea, what an experience. You spent all day Saturday. I was screening the interview yesterday, and you were both literally on the edge of your seats during this interview. And his anger at CBS is so palpable. He told you he's going to sue.
He is, absolutely. And this is a guy who says, I am not going to be kicked around anymore. He had so much to say, from confirming he will go after the network to actually apologizing, sort of, to the show's creator. He says his life is now magic, that he was cured in the blink of an eye after answering to a higher calling.
I get in trouble for being honest, and sometimes, I've always been the guy that's been, I'm extremely old-fashioned. I'm a nobleman. I'm chivalrous. I believe that chivalry is not dead. It's just been in a coma for a long time.
But for Charlie Sheen, the past few months have been one tabloid headline after another. Drug-fueled nights with porn stars, marital woes, and very public squabbles about his job.
We're in forced hiatus. They said, you get ready, we'll get ready, and I got ready. I went back. Nobody's there.
All these radio rants have people thinking Charlie Sheen has got to be on drugs again.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I am on a drug. It's called Charlie Sheen. It's not available because if you try it once, you will die. Your face will melt off and your children will weep over your exploded body. Too much. So it's just I woke up and decided, I've been kicked around, I've been criticized, I've been like the aw shucks guy with like this bitch in rock star life, and I'm just finally gonna completely embrace it, wrap both arms around it, and love it violently, and defend it violently through violent hatred.
I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm here and I'm ready. They're not. Bring it.
Finally, CBS had enough, shutting down 2.5 Men for the rest of the season, putting Sheen and the entire staff out of work.
Were you shocked when they shut down 2.5 Men again indefinitely?
Yeah, I was actually disappointed because I thought, I think the mistakes I made is that people misinterpret my passion for anger.
Stopping the show is costing an estimated $250 million all around.
It's going to cost
for everybody
them a lot
involved.
more. It's going to cost them a lot more because they're on a battlefield and they let their emotions and their ego, basically they strapped on their diapers. And so they're in breach. They're in radical breach. And sorry, guys, you screwed up.
Are you going to sue?
Well, wouldn't you? I don't have a job. I got a whole family to support and love. And people beyond myself, people a lot more important than me, are relying on that money to fuel the magic.
What are you going to sue for?
Tons. They're going to actually put it on a scale and be like, little more, little more. Add some gold, bingo. I'm here to collect, And they're going to lose. They're going to lose in a courtroom. So I would recommend that they do an out-of-court settlement and fix this whole thing and pay the crew and get season 9 back on board.
But that could be tough. Sheen has been accused of being anti-Semitic in some of his remarks about the series' creator, Chuck Lorre.
It's nothing outside of deplorable that a certain Chaim Levine, that's Chuck's real name, mistook this rock star for his own selfish exit strategy, bro.
Really upset about how something was interpreted that I feel terrible about. So I think we should just clear the air on that. They've been like suddenly labeling me an anti-Semite. It's like people that know me, that there's nothing about that in my history anywhere.
I think the problem was, though, is that he goes by the name Chuck Lorre. His real name is Charles Levine,
right.
But you chose to call him Chaim Levine. You took the Hebrew version, which I think people were wondering, why would he do that?
He says it was a joke after seeing the name in a brief message posted by Lorre himself at the end of 2.5 Men.
I would say, I'm sorry if I offended you. I didn't know you were so sensitive. Sorry if I offended you. I just thought, after you wailing on me for 8 years that I could take a few shots back, I didn't know you were going to take your little ball and go home and punish everybody in the process.
But it's Sheen's character that has come into question time and time again.
The one thing I'm finding about you is that you seem really nice. You seem like you love your children.
Yeah, man, I'm the nicest guy you want to meet.
But then you hear about this violent side.
Yeah, it's obvious.
When you drink, are these women making this up, or is this really happening? Tell us, what really happened in that house in Aspen? What really happened in that hotel room in New York City?
I can't do that right here because that means I have to expose people, and regardless of what tomfoolery or skullduggery they rolled in with, I can't do that. I don't roll people.
Were you
not
violent?
A rat. No, I was not.
So why did they say you were violent?
I don't know, because it was making stuff up. Instead of the source, they're gonna, and everybody takes their word over mine.
Do you have a violent side at all?
Today, when it's needed to protect my family, absolutely, and it's unlike anything you'll ever see.
Are there any drugs in this house?
To my best knowledge, no.
No drugs in the house right now?
Not that I know about. If I know about them, I'll find them and throw them away. It's not a big deal. Ooh, drugs in the house.
What about the people who supply you with drugs? Are they out of your life?
Again, I cannot speak about things that are sort of, that's really nobody's business. I think you know the answer to that,
Are you willing to take a drug test?
Sure, you got a cup. I mean, I got nothing to hide.
And there are some reports this morning that Charlie Sheen could be suing for more than $300 million. We contacted CBS last night, and they had no comment, nor did the producers of 2.5 Men.
Wow. So much there. I want a lot to talk to you about. We just have a couple minutes right now. First of all, what was that red wire he was playing with?
He said it was the end of a bomb that would go on an F-18. He met a couple F-18 pilots, and they gave it to him, and he seems to like to play with it.
In the outtakes I was watching, he would often turn behind him and laugh with people off the set, which I presume to be members of his family. First of all, who were they, and what was it like spending the entire day there?
They were members of his family. He calls them his family. One is a porn star. The other is a former graphic designer / nanny. These are his 2 girlfriends who live with him. And this is their family. It may be unconventional, but it seems to work for them.
He calls them the goddesses?
The goddesses. He calls them his wedge. They're a huge part of his life. They were approving everything and going over everything with him and, just really there for him.